Welcome everyone to a tiny little island between England and Ireland, the Isle of Man. It is a beautiful green place covered in sheep, quaint seaside villages, and beautiful historic sites steeped in myth.
But since 1907, it has been experiencing an invasion. Not from Vikings, snakes, or even tourists, but from the world of motorcycling. Once a year, the island hosts the world-famous Tourist Trophy, a celebration of bikes, competition, and two-wheeled culture. The course itself is legendary. A 37 3/4 mile loop around the island made up of closed public roads, where every stone wall and blind corner means any small mistake could be your last.
The Isle of Man Tourist Trophy, known the world over simply as the TT, is the Mount Everest of motorcycle races. It's as fast as the summit is tall and equally dangerous to attempt.
Which means in order to race, or compete at any kind of level anyway, you need to be ambitious and one of the most skilled and daring riders in the world. And that, of course, means that we do not qualify.
Not even close.
Not even close.
But we think we found a different way to race the famous TT.
And to do it, we're going to use these.
Simply wandering around the paddock of the TT is enough to make any racing fan geek out. From seeing the famous sidecars with their bodywork off, to witnessing the tension and prestige of tech inspection. Walking around this hallowed ground is a feast for the eyes and the heart of any motorcyclist. This alone could have been worth the trip, but we had much grander ideas in mind. We're here, we are on the Isle of Man.
On the course.
This is so awesome.
On the actual course.
And the Isle of Man is obviously a huge race that lots of racers see as just the pinnacle of performance. It's not something that Zach and I would frankly ever consider doing. It's way too dangerous and it's so fast.
They go 200 miles an hour on public roads.
It's so bonkers stuff, but like we still have egos. We still want to say we raced the Isle of Man, so we've concocted our own plan to race dual sport bikes off-road across the island at the same time that the boys are ripping around on the road course.
So basically, we will start at a faraway point on the Isle of Man, and we will ride along trails and dirt roads across the island to Douglas, the finish line, and try to get there before all of the racers have done their laps of the 37-mile road course.
And if we beat them there, we will be Isle of Man champions.
Yes.
And if we don't, which is probably more likely, we'll just, I guess, never talk about it again.
Since this was our first time on the island, and we had no clue what we were doing, we enlisted the services of David Knight, an Isle of Man native and multi-time enduro champion. With any luck, he'd be able to show us the off-road side of the island and help map out a course that would take us as long to finish as it would take the TT competitors to complete a race.
We are typically road racers, short circuit racers, but we don't want to race the TT because we're, you know, scared.
Scared.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we want to ride around the island, and it seems like you're the guy to do it, yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty good, you know, you can get anywhere. Once you're on the inside of the track, you can get anywhere by trails on enduro bikes, so it's so popular now getting. People are turning in the street bikes and getting enduro bikes to come to the TT.
Different way to see the island.
And it's safer, you know.
That's a good
so
point.
many idiots out there on the road, it's like, I don't want to go on the road, I just want to go on the trails.
Even driving around a car, I feel nervous with all the bikes overtaking us.
Yeah.
So we want to race, we want to race across the interior. So if we can do something like start at Kirkmichael and race back down towards Douglas or whatever, as long as we can cross the interior and basically.
Is
there a way to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's so many good trails that you can, you know, all connect on the inside of the track.
Wicked. All right. So you're prepared to ride a little slower than usual?
Yeah, I'll try.
For the last bucks? Okay, cool. All right, good.
Our machines would be pretty different from the beastly superbikes competing in the TT. From somewhere in the depths of David's garage, we were handed a pair of well-used dirt bikes. In the orange corner, Zach would be riding a KTM 530 EXC, Austria's answer to the question, what if a dirt bike had too much power? It's a flagship off-roader with lights and a license plate.
For Airy, Honda's CRF 450X, a sturdy Japanese machine with stiff suspension and high-end power, famous for blasting through the desert and winning the Baja 1000. Both bikes might have been a little worn out, but they knew their way around the island better than we did.
Okay, Zach and I are geared up. We are finally ready to ride here on the Isle of Man on our dual sport bikes. In typical Isle of Man fashion, the weather seems to be changing every couple of minutes, but it's sunny right now. So hopefully that holds, because if that's the case, we're actually going to see some sport bikes on the track.
I mean, we've waited our whole lives to come to the Isle of Man and watch super bikes fly around the track. So we are very excited, as you can imagine. But we do also have to focus because we need to follow Mr. David Knight up onto the mountain and check out some trails that will become our off-road race course when we compete in the TT.
All we got to do now is ride. Ready to rock and roll. Follow David Knight out onto the road.
We need to be off the roads by 10. It is 9:55.
Oh man, it's already a race. Holy crap, look at all these people. All these people are lined up, getting ready to watch practice, sitting right on the edge of the road.
I mean, it's all well and good when we're going by at 25 miles an hour, but holy cow.
I've already got butterflies, man. This is awesome. We're riding on the Isle of Man course.
On the course.
I mean, you can't mistake this painting, these lines and this curbing for anything else.
Or the hundreds of people sitting on embankments.
We've got the hay bales and the air fence covering 1,000-year-old stone walls.
And 1,000-year-old houses, probably. Looks like we're turning here.
Yep. I'm really, really excited to be here. This is gonna be awesome. .450's got stomped, man.
This is awesome.
Road's already getting gnarly.
Dude, we're climbing like crazy right here, too.
These trails are incredible, David.
Yeah, it's lovely up here. Beautiful. Even better with a bit of sunshine.
I mean, it's so green and you just actually feel like you're exploring, and the terrain changes so much.
Yeah, south of the island's really stony, the north is quite sandy, and
You have plenty of stones here, that's for sure.
yeah, all these man-made walls from hundreds of years ago or so more.
Here's our first gate. Yeah, he said there's a lot of land where it's like, basically you have to get permission to go around gates, and he knows everybody, so that's a huge help.
Yep, I guess it's good to have a local boy.
We got the inside track. Woo!
Preliminary scouting and epic scenery aside, our Isle of Man mission was to face off against the TT racers. And so, David took us to the edge of the TT course, where we got our first look of the competition.
That is the course right there. And it's quiet now, but we're about to see some bikes flying by at ridiculous speeds.
So we're gonna hoof it through the woods and see if we can get close to the course. David said that there's a cool spot to watch here.
My nerves are on fire. This is so rad.
How wild is this? We're just at the end of a dirt lane, and that's one of the most famous road racing courses, probably the most famous road racing course in the entire world. So we're trying to stay relaxed and not embarrass ourselves too much.
We're standing here and our moto boots are literally 3 feet from the edge of the Isle of Man course. This is a section called Sky Hill. The super bikes are about to get flagged off, so it's very peaceful and serene right now, but it's about to get real loud and real fast. And I'm just like, real tense. I can't wait, this is gonna be awesome. Look at that view. We're gonna come raging through here.
Full-on goosebumps, like arms, chest, neck, everything. Oh my God. It's scary just to watch it. I'm surprised at how frightening it is to be this close to the track.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as someone who rides super bikes pretty fast, sort of, for regular people, like watching people do this on this kind of road and not on a track is just shocking.
Spectating even for a few minutes was a good reminder of just how ridiculous our dream of beating these competitors to the finish line would be. But we had come this far, so we got back to the task of scouting.
With David leading the way, we crisscrossed the island, from the northern edge of the course above the town of Ramsey to the rolling green hills that connected us to the other side. Our course was developing nicely. Unfortunately, our off-road skills were not.
We're never gonna win a race tomorrow. Whew. Thanks for not hitting me, Zach.
I mean, I did
scared
hit
of. I tucked in like in a little ball because I heard you screaming.
Yeah,
Hollering.
because I was watching you roll down the road in front of my front tire. I think I did hit you.
It's all right. Well, you didn't run me over is what I was worried about. Thanks, man. Oh, I got crossed up in the rut.
Yep.
Back there, and then got swapped over here and ran along the fence. Man, I'm real glad that wasn't barbed wire. Even the off-road ride in Isle of Man is dangerous.
Luckily, we avoided breaking the bikes and ourselves long enough to ride up toward the top of the mountain course, just as the weather took a turn for the worse.
Look at this, rutted out mess.
Wow. Oh my God.
It's awesome though.
So cool.
Little labyrinth. So that's the road course.
Yeah,
This is Mountain Box?
yeah,
And is that the box?
Is that the stone box?
I guess so.
This is nearly the top of the course, right? We're up on the mountain.
Yeah, this is one of the highest points.
So either racing to or from the highest point would make sense.
It's pretty cool to see this stuff firsthand. Like you hear about it, you watch it, you know about it, but the
Yeah.
texture of the actual island itself adds so much dimension to your understanding of the way the races run.
You know, obviously we Manx people grow up with it from a young age, so
Yeah.
you know, I've never missed a TT, even racing the States, World Championship, everything. It's my favourite time of the year, and it's me growing up, there's been massive highs and massive lows. You know, I've lost quite a few friends that are racing it, but that's what they chose to do, and that's part of it, I'm afraid. And you learn to accept it, you know. No one's guaranteed anything. So you've got to enjoy yourself, haven't you?
With our starting point more or less figured out, we still had to find our finish line. So we pointed our machines toward the TT finish in Douglas and tried not to get lost in the mist.
Ooh, coming down the hill. Sketchy. Oh, God. Just cannot ride as fast as he can, period. Ooh. Is that Douglas?
That's Douglas.
Nice.
You can just see it through the bit of fog, but
Yeah, we're getting lucky. So that's the
where-
official start-finish of the race. Seems like a pretty good destination for us.
Is this the course?
yeah, that's the mountain course. So that's like the start of the descent of the mountain, then it drops down to the Craig na Bar, down the steep hill. So
Yep.
That's pretty awesome. So we've essentially we've gone across the interior of the island from one side to the other. It seems like a pretty appropriate end point for us, given it's the start-finish line of the actual race.
Finish line.
But I mean, we've done 5-6 hours on the trail already today. Kind of ridiculous. We've had a lot of stuff slow us down, weather, issues with our vehicles. We got to hammer down and make it happen. I'm about ready too, because my ass is kicked.
I know. That's going to be a tough ride for idiots like us to truck it across the whole island in an hour and change.
We're gonna need to like chill out our pace. There's a whole lot of gates, which I didn't realize was gonna be such an obstacle.
and you'll feel it like the next day. You'll be like, sometimes you don't feel like you've done much when you're riding on the trails, and the next day you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
So tomorrow for us, race day is the day we're gonna feel sore.
Yeah, the day after.
That's exciting. Well, awesome, man. We appreciate you showing us around. This has been absolutely incredible. The terrain is so wonderful.
It's never the same twice, that's for certain.
With race day came blue skies and dry roads. The TV cameras were ready, the crowds at start-finish in Douglas were buzzing, and some 20 miles away, Team Throttle Out was ramping up at our own start line.
So we're at the mountain box section of the circuit. That's just down the road from Hillwood Heights, which is the top of the mountain course. So we're gonna race from here all the way down these tracks and trails to an overlook of Kirkmichael, which is just on the western side of the island. And then from there all the way down to Douglas, which is on the southeastern side of the island, and that's where the finish line is. Now we're racing against the super stock class, so that's 1000cc production bikes, not super bikes, but just about the fastest bikes on track.
Still very fast. They're going almost 200 miles an hour, and they're lapping the circuit at an average of over 130. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, we will be lucky with the skill that we have to average 20 miles an hour or something. We'll just book it and hope for the best.
Yeah, if we end up at the start finish before the super stock racers finish their 3 laps, then we will be victorious.
Yes.
But mostly just looking forward to getting to rip those bikes. So we're waiting.
And we're close, right?
Live timing and scoring, just a few minutes until they flag them off. And as soon as they send the boys off from Douglas, we're hopping on the bikes, pin it.
Getting them pre-race jitters.
Yeah, seriously.
We chose to size ourselves up against Peter Hickman and his BMW S1000RR. Hickman is the current lap record holder on the TT circuit, so we figured there was no better person to keep us honest. He would start 10th, so we queued up the live timing app and waited for the green flag to drop.
First on road, number 1, Connor Cummins, the Malenko Paget's Honda.
Looks like they're off, man.
Green flag.
Green flag,
my friend.
go, go, go! They got 3 laps. They're averaging about 18 minutes a lap. What is that? That's 54 minutes. And we've got our route. We don't even know the mileage. We haven't been tracking that, but time-wise, should be pretty close.
We are due for an overachievement any day now. I'm a little sad not to actually watch the race, to be honest, but...
Oh, we're racing our own. This descent is pretty rocky, man.
Super rocky.
Super rough.
Davo Johnson breaking down the Bellacrane traffic lights, and here's Peter Hickman on the Smiths Racing BMW, and he's already closing that gap ahead to Davo.
Oh, I'm going down. Oh.
Are you down?
First crash of the day.
Uh-oh, need help?
I'm good. I just got crossed up in a rut. Thankfully, it's not as drastic as if you crash on the road course. Whew.
And here's a man who's been blipping his throttle. Peter Hickman's doubled the gap to Dean Harrison, coming up over the mountain from 4 seconds, just about 7.
This is the rutty section.
This is where it gets really rutted and it's super unforgiving. It was like a rut that would swallow an entire motorcycle.
Literally, I mean, it's like seat height ruts.
Whoop, oh geez.
Ooh, nice air.
Yeah, not really what I had in mind, but...
I'm in that center rut, I'm on that pro line. Oh, can't get by this guy, he's in the middle. He doesn't know I'm here.
Oh no.
Yeah, you made the pass, but now he's just cruising slow and steady down the middle.
There's a gate right here anyway.
All right, I'll catch up with you there. All sorts of obstacles on the old Island Man Dual Sport Tour.
Oh, there's people behind him, right?
Yeah, there are. Do you think we can leave it? You got that one?
You got that one? Thank you.
All right, well, a little bit of good luck with the gates.
Yep.
Some fellow dual sporters that are willing to hold the door for us. You got to close the gate to keep the livestock in. These are all sheep and cattle fields. It's pretty amazing that they just let you ride through between the fences. That would never happen in the US, at least not where we're from.
Yeah, this is the part where we get out onto a little actual road and no more ruts, which is good because I think we'll be able to go a little bit faster.
Woo! Yeah, get some speed in now. What's the name of the big downhill on the course, like right out of the gate?
Bray Hill.
Bray Hill? Is this our little Bray Hill?
I guess it might be.
The way the weather changes is a little unnerving.
Yup.
In the background, we've got Hickey in. This is desperate, it really is. He hasn't got a massive lead, it's all to play for. It's going to be hectic when all these boys leave. At the same time, it really is. You've got to be so careful pulling out the pits. Here goes Hickey, look at him. Limiter off. Boom, rock and roll.
Go, 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 go.
Woohoo! Woo! What a climb.
You
You all right?
Oh yeah, I'm still on.
You're on?
Holy cow.
What happened?
Oh man, I caught a rock with the front.
You get swapped out?
Oh man, I got sticks in my spokes.
Glad you're still upright.
Oh my God, I thought I was gonna plow into that bank.
Already getting very sweaty. Face shield is very streaked in mud, but damn, this is fun.
This is the last gnarly section of off-road, so we just gotta try to stay focused.
It's the last one, but boy, is it a long one.
Yep. That is Windy Corner. That's the descent down from the mountain. They go around that left-hander over there, and they go down to the Craignabaugh, and then they're down into Douglas.
Where we need to be.
Where we need to be.
In less than 12 minutes if we're gonna make this thing work. Ugh.
Stay focused. Oh God. That's the end of lap 2 for them. They're on their final lap.
I think we're doing pretty good. I got a good feeling about this. But are we technically 2/3 of the way through our track? I do not know.
I do not know either.
Oof.
All I know is we're going slow enough that I got my visor up.
Yeah.
God, I'm bad at this.
It's not our area of expertise. Much more comfortable on pavement, but not comfortable enough to race the Isle of Man. That takes a different kind of mentality altogether.
Come on, come on. Where's that church? Come on, come on.
I know, we just gotta see the spire. That's our next marker.
Trying so hard here.
And then we're on pavement from there on out.
All right, we're booking now, we're booking. Gotta be close to the church. Good thing this bike is better at this than I am.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're hauling ass, man.
There it is, there it is.
Douglas is getting bigger in the distance. There's St. Luke's Church. All right, it's pavement from here on out.
We're right on top of it now, we're right on top of it.
Oh my gosh, we can do this, we can do this! And we're on pavement, Douglas is right around the corner. We just gotta navigate some surface streets, get into the grandstand of that start-finish line, and see who's the winner, really?
We don't have to wait to find out where this man has finished. Peter Hickman on his way to another TT victory.
We still got some time, I think we can do this! All right, last few corners, man. The course is just to our right. Should spit us out right at the start-finish line.
Michael Dunlop will be trying to get a slipstream off Pete Hickman across the line to save those last tenths of a second, and it looks like Peter's rolled across the line. I hope that hasn't cost Michael any time.
Oh, there's bikes going by.
Who was that? Do you know?
You guys know who just went by? These are the finishers though, right?
Okay, I don't think we won.
Nope.
When we finally got hold of results, we learned that Peter Hickman beat us by about 30 seconds, and he beat the next closest racer in the real TT by 25 seconds. In other words, he smoked us, and everyone else. Of course, the other competitors actually tested their mettle and skill against one of the most challenging road courses on the planet. Whereas we rode around on dirt bikes, playing TT make-believe.
Well, we put in a good effort, man. It's still pretty cool to be right here at start-finish.
Whoa. Oh my gosh.
Hickman won by 20-odd seconds. We got an incredible ride across the island.
We saw moss-covered stone walls, we saw the ocean, we saw clouds, we saw rain. Woo! We beat that guy.
These guys are masters of the course. They're traveling at such an incredible rate of speed. And we're just a couple of schmucks on dual sports bopping along on dirt roads.
Yeah, we really obviously aren't even in the same category as they are, but we had a good time seeing the Isle of Man. And man, what a place.
What a place. So amazing.
At the end of our week at the TT, we will tell you the same thing you'll hear from anyone else who's ever been. You have to see it to believe it. Witnessing the monumental challenge of the course in person will absolutely take your breath away. But the race isn't some dangerous sideshow. It's a cultural phenomenon. It's a moment, once a year for the past century, where motorcyclists are called to test their limits and embrace their community.
Even if you don't like motorcycles, this is still a beautiful place that deserves to be seen. And if you do like motorcycles, it's a place that absolutely must be seen. The Isle of Man is every bit as mythical and incomparable as it's described. It stands alone in the Irish Sea, just as it does in the world of motorsports.
Whoop,
Heads up. Sheep in the road.
Sheep in the road. Hopefully not something that any of the racers have to deal with on the course.
Yeah, they gotta do a pretty diligent job of keeping livestock off the course.
Yeah.
As well as tourists.